Or you are passionate in some areas. And one of the things that you mentioned was a couple things, but one was a continuum of services of, of supporting the student out until they make it into the community. That was one of the big things that you were talking about. And, why do you think education is struggling in that area?
This is my thought. And I'm speaking from my lived experiences. Education, I guess the helping professions in general tend to have people in their camps. So within the school system, if you are an early educator, that's who you're going to hang with, is the other early educators. If you are in the middle school, that's who you're going to hang with. And once we get in these camps, there is room, I think a lot more room for more articulation of services, more collaboration across the different grade levels and across the lifespan. So what do I mean? Really, when I think about my early years and even a lot of the learners I come into contact with now, there is not a lot of what I call forward thinking. So this child is in front of us now. And I don't know if you all have children or if you have children in your life. I have a 22-year-old. When I tell you, from the time I brought that young man home from the hospital until now, it went like that, it's the truth. It is the God's honest truth. And it's the same for the learners we serve. This childhood piece, it's a short time. It's a short time. But the overarching emphasis in the schools is kind of the here and the now. And I'm not saying that's important, but behaviorally, we call it teaching loosely. And there needs to be, from where I stand, more emphasis on planning for the future and across the different life stages. Because specifically for our learners with autism doesn't go away at 21. That is a lifetime of a disability for a lifetime. So what I have had the opportunity to see is young adults, they age out and they're not equipped with what it is that they need to be successful. And this is a big important and, the families are not equipped with what they need to be successful. So when we think about things like transition, and that transition from early intervention to school age, the transition from middle school to high school, and the transition from high school to even a transition program or adult programming, that I invite everybody to really get ahead of it and not start thinking about the transitions when they're about to occur, but that should be an ongoing conversation. Thinking about the future. We do it oftentimes for our learners who are typically developing. It was always on my radar that I didn't know what my son was going to do after high school, but I knew he was going to do something. And I organized my behavior and my engagement with his teachers with the idea that, look, I want him ready for college or for trade school. And unfortunately, we don't do that enough for our learners and families who have children with special needs. It's great we're planning year to year with the IEP, but life extends past the IEP.